If you are a bowfisher and this is what you think of when I say Redhorse and not this, then this video is for you.
Oh man, I can't believe I just missed that.
Redhorse belong to the sucker family, which includes buffalo, carp suckers, and many other sucker species. But what sets Redhorse apart is their body shape, their scale size, their fin coloration, and the structure of their mouth and lips. In fact, one of the key characteristics that separates Redhorse from other sucker species is their long, stout bodies and relatively large scales. In the genus Moxostoma, there are 6 species of Redhorse that occur fairly commonly in the United States, and some additional species that are only found in certain states and waterways. So for the purpose of this video, we'll be focusing on the 6 common species that you might encounter. The first grouping we'll look at are those fish that have light orange to vibrant red fins and a red tail color. These are the greater, the river, and the shorthead Redhorse. The greater Redhorse is typically the largest of this group. Weighing in excess of 15 pounds and reaching lengths over 30 inches, this fish has a large head and large thick lips with folds or papillae that extend to the front of the fish's body. The nose is blunt and the caudal fin or tail fin has rounded lobes on both the top and the bottom. The dorsal fin, or the back fin, is convex in shape, which means it rounds out away from the body. Now, I have traveled to many states, and I was responsible for records for the Bowfishing Association of America, or the BAA, for a few years, and no greater Redhorse records have ever been submitted. However, I do know of one river in Wisconsin where they can be found, but unfortunately, they are protected there and cannot be bowfished. Up next is the river Redhorse. This fish has a sharp point on just the upper part of the tail fin. It also has large lips and mouth, and a bulbous, rounded nose, making it fairly easy to identify. The dorsal fin is relatively straight when spread out and looked at from the side. Now, I've seen river Redhorse in Wisconsin and Minnesota, especially in the Mississippi River, and as far south as Missouri, but I understand they can be found all the way down to Mississippi and Alabama. The current BAA world record sits at 15 pounds 9.6 ounces and was taken in Minnesota by Grant McNeilis in 2020. The next common Redhorse with red fins is the shorthead Redhorse. This species has a more pointed nose and a much smaller mouth and lips. In fact, the bottom lip runs nearly straight across the mouth and doesn't have a distinct indent like the greater and river species. This fish can also reach lengths up to 29 inches. So a large fish weighing over 10 pounds is possible. Unfortunately, the current BAA world record, which was set in 2012, does not have an accompanying photo. So it's hard to say if the fish is truly a shorthead. I tried to recover this proof a few years ago, but without success. The next grouping of Redhorse have light orange to slate gray fins and gray tails. And the largest of this is the silver Redhorse, with very distinctive bumps on the lips instead of folds and a deep groove in the lower lip. The silver is also fairly easy to identify. I know of silver Redhorse over 11 pounds that have been taken in states like Wisconsin, but the current BAA world record sits at 10 pounds 11 ounces and was taken in 2019 by Ben Ladrak in the state of Ohio. Now, the remaining common species are the golden Redhorse and the black Redhorse. And both of these species have similar characteristics regarding the shape of their lips. So the body coloration and the number of scales along the lateral line could help give a clue to which species you're actually looking at. The current golden Redhorse world record sits at 10 pounds 14.7 ounces and was taken in 2018 by Kyle Pauls of Wisconsin. There is no current record for the black Redhorse, and while they are considered common in the research I conducted, I don't believe I have ever knowingly encountered one. What's clear about all Redhorse is that they have distinctions that allow them to be identified, and your best bet to get a good identification is to get a picture of the fish's lips, with the mouth closed and the fish flipped over. Also, good pictures of the spread out tail and dorsal fin can really help with identification and are a requirement when submitting for a record to the BAA. Another commonality for redhorse is that they prefer clean water and are normally found in rivers and streams, but they can also be found in clean lakes and reservoirs. The presence of any redhorse is an indicator of good water quality, and in some states, water quality degradation and habitat destruction has led to the need for additional protections for certain species. For example, it is illegal to harvest river redhorse in Wisconsin as it's listed as a threatened species. So, it's imperative that all bowfishers become familiar with all of the legal species in any state that you are planning to bowfish. This will help prevent accidents and help you stay compliant with all laws. Now, the information in this video should only be used as a guideline to help you become more aware of the different species of redhorse, because there are even more characteristics that can be used for identification. Throughout the video, I've been displaying information from a reference sheet that is available for download on the website moxostoma.com, which includes additional information like preferred water temperatures for spawning, the number of rays in the dorsal fin, the shape of the dorsal fin, the scale count along the lateral line, the scale count around the circumference of the caudal peduncle, or the base of the tail, and the coloration of the caudal or tail fin. Once again, the presence of native redhorse is a great sign that the waters you're fishing are clean and healthy. So, please consider exercising restraint when you encounter large numbers of redhorse, as these populations can be impacted by many factors in addition to overfishing. And again, don't forget to consult state regulations regarding these fish, as there could be additional restrictions in place. As always, if you found value in this video, please take the time to like and subscribe to this channel, and if you haven't done so already, please follow us on Facebook at This Week in Bowfishing. We also have our website at twibowfishing.com, which has even more great bowfishing related content.